Yes, we are going live early today. Let me just queue up some of these posts that I have. We'll do one post, two posts, posting on Facebook. Okay. Oh, there we go. So, hey, I know I'm a little bit early. Let me know if the mic's working. Thank you for joining us. Who knows what time it is where you are? It's almost 7 p.m. Pacific. I have the mic a little bit away from me, so I am curious to make sure that the vocals are sounding good. We are about to do the live stream unboxing of Stonesaga. So if you're joining this late, right, or if you're joining this and it's not a live stream, please maybe you can skim ahead 4 minutes. We are going to start the unboxing at 7 o'clock. Maybe you need to go crack a beer to join it. I'm at work. I think it's fine it's after hours, right? We're good. Maybe you need to make some tea. If it's the morning for you, maybe it's like coffee. I'm not too sure. But we're going to have a fun time. Whether there's 2 people or 20 people hanging out for this live stream, I am excited to get going. I got all the pieces. There's some plastic pieces that we didn't get printed in China. There's whatever. So, hey, maybe you're like joining what is Stonesaga? Well, Stonesaga is a survival crafting cooperative game. It's got some campaign elements, some legacy elements, lots of incredibly neat mechanics. Something that's been it's designed by Max Brook with Luke Eddy. Max and Luke are both. Sorry, just give me a second here. I have a second camera so we can get some top-down shots later. But I just want to make sure I am plugged in before I need to use that. So we have, oh, hey, thanks for loving the box art. It is incredible. And we have actually some more art on the back. Isn't this like, it's one thing seeing artwork on the front, but it's another thing on a screen. It's another thing seeing painted artwork. So, hey, if you're joining us early, we are starting the unboxing in 3 minutes at 7 p.m. Pacific. So I got a couple minutes to go to the washroom, get a beverage, whatever it is you need to do. Thank you for joining us. I got my Hazy Pale Ale from the Abandoned Rail Brewing Co. Maybe you can write in chat, hey, what are you drinking right now? But we are about to unbox this survival crafting cooperative game. First, really, this is our review kit for our review press kit. And so it's the first box coming from China. We have some plastic components printed, but honestly, there's no other board game, and I'm saying this confidently, there's no other board game that captures the survival crafting genre like Stonesaga does. And I think once you see it, once it opens up, you're really going to kind of dive in and dig into that. And we have, hey, our first person, Facebook user. I don't know why your name isn't showing up, but thank you. Drinking some boba tea. Do you got the little tapioca pearls in there? If you do, fantastic. Hey, we are coming up on 7. I got my little pocket, whatever this is called, ready to go. Little knife. I was going to open this up tonight, and then I was like, oh, I'll do a live stream afterwards. But I there's something about like the first time you open something up, literally hundreds of hours have been poured into this, and so much work has kind of gone into this box from dozens of people, really talented people. And so I really want you to experience this how I experienced it. So, without further ado, I'm trying to think, what is the best way of doing this here? Oh yeah, you can kind of see here. I'm going to just move the microphone just a tad. Facebook user is asking, will it have an insert? Absolutely. It's going to have a couple. It's going to have a token insert just for the tokens. There's a decent amount of tokens in this game. Oh, come on. There we go. I don't want to like wreck the box here. So there's a token insert, and there's going to be a little bit of like a base tray for all the cards. We are going to make sure that it fits sleeve cards. I know it's pretty important for some people. So this is, mandatory. This is a prototype copy. Everything is subject to change. Look how I don't know. This is just rad. This is the first time I have not seen this. Oh, and even, yeah, so I knew about this. Like even these nice little touches on the side, the little like cave art, right? We got this big cave motif coming on. Kevin, hey Kevin, thanks for joining us. I know it looks pretty. Oh, good. This is my favorite. Okay, thick cardboard, 3mm. I know this is something that maybe some people don't expect. So someone was saying they expect a larger box. It may be a little bit larger, but it's I love the size. Woo! Okay, here we go. Again, review copy. Not everything's in here. We're still like this is review. So this is review. Okay, actually, before we dig into this, can we just? I'm just gonna put. I gotta put this to the side. Check out this. This is the cave wall. Oh, rad. Okay, so if you've been following along, there's little things that you're gonna get to kind of like mark up in the cave wall. Really, really neat in here. I think we're also gonna have some punch out, or sorry, just some paper as well that looks like this cave wall that comes attached for those who don't want to like mark up their box. But isn't that sick? Taryn's joining us. Taryn's the graphic designer. Sorry, Taryn, to throw you under. Well, that's not throwing you under the bus. This is elevating you because this is gorgeous. Even these box sizes. Oh, man. Okay, so here's everything at a glance. This is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to pull out kind of piece by piece. Piece by piece, we're just going to kind of look at each of the elements. So first things first. We got this nice leather-looking bag. This bag actually might be a little bit too big. It's for one of the activities. This is for mining, which we'll come back to. I need to figure out the best way to keep this organized, but let me just pull this here. Okay, where do we start? Do we start with the punch boards? Do we start with the player boards? You know what? The player boards are here, and so we're going to start with the player boards. Okay, first things first. Dual layer player boards with some very unique elements going on. We're going to understand how all of these elements, guys, I am freaking excited. Thank you everyone for joining now and joining later, but this is so cool. Okay. You might be wondering, okay, why are these dual boards a little bit kind of strange? We got some things going on. Some of the stuff you're going to need to see with the punch board. So with some of the tokens, which we'll get to, but let me just give a little high level kind of overview of what's going on here. There is character cards that are going to slide into here. You see this is a nice card slot. There's going to be values written on the character cards that you can see here. You're going to be able to boost your character stats. Each of the stats. I don't know if you can see this. We have the 4 here. I'm trying to remember. We have like might. There's 4 of them. Sorry, my mind's in Mythwind. But okay, so we have that. We also have room for item card slots. These are going to kind of like stick out of the board. Very neat. And then this is your mantle ability. So this is kind of like the asymmetrical part. And here's the neat thing. So very important. Got hydrate. The game has a inventory system that's maybe a little bit unique. I'm not too sure if other games do this, but you see here, this is your inventory. This is your bag. This is a dual layer element. So you get tokens basically at the end of a day. If you can fit the tokens in here without a part of it being like lipped over, you can keep the items that you have. So if you can fit the tokens in your bag, you can have the tokens. Okay, so we have 1. This is the Mantle of the Wanderer. We'll pick these back up in just a moment. We have two. This is the Mantle of the Mystic. So there's our cave art of the Mystic. Mantle of the Mystic. I like the colors. Man, Taryn, this looks great. So Taryn's getting to see this tomorrow when we meet in person. I couldn't wait, but I am stoked. Here's the Mantle of the Seeker. Yeah, cool. Here is the Mantle of the Storyteller. I like how the Storyteller has this massive hammer. Okay, so while we're on the mantles, let me just show the miniatures. These miniatures are 100% proof, and they actually screwed up a few things on these prints. So we're getting a bunch reprinted. But here we go. Here we go. Look at that detail. Like, that's great. This is a fantastic looking miniature. Fantastic looking miniature. So that's one of them. Here's one of them. So you see that the spear isn't fully printed. This was a little bit in error, but the cape, like, great texture on the cape. I like the bases. There's a little bit of a unique base in each of them. The bow lady, again, got a little bit warped in the printing, but like, great horns, great helmet. Helmet. I'm not sure if that's what it is. And then we have this guy. So this guy's his horns didn't get printed. So like I said, we're getting all these redone. Okay, so those are the mantles. Those are the characters. Oh yeah, says Facebook user. I'm really curious why the names for Facebook users don't show up, right? So if I click on this, oh, it's okay. Okay, where to? I guess should we go punch board? Should we do cards? You know, let's do some punch board. Come on, here we go. Punch boards. I have to. Oh, look at this. Look at these guys. Nice. Okay, so this is like a real game. Fantastic and like really neat. Facebook, you are you can say your name. I don't know who you are, but how many characters will we be able to have access to? So there's gonna be 4 mantles in the core box, and we're planning to do some expansions, and there should be more mantles with the expansion. Okay, so these are the resources. I'm just gonna punch out. I'm gonna punch out a couple of these, just because they're so cool. Like, these are the resources that you can gather. You can refine them. There's a whole crafting system attached to this, and it's a really slick crafting system. So let me just kind of talk through it simply. You'll see that the resources have these 4 different sides, and the 4 different sides have a different shape and color and number, right? So there's these yellow triangles, these kind of red diamonds, all that stuff. What you do when you're crafting is you'll take 2 of your items and you'll smash it together, and you'll make sure that the colors that are touching are the same color and shape, and then you read the kind of number of pips from left to right. So this would be 3, 2, 3, 4, and it starts with the yellow. So it's yellow 3, 2. Yellow 3, 2, 3, 4. And then what you'll do, so this codex, right? So this is like a discovery thing. If you think of bone matched with this, I think it's flint or stone, right? It's refined, right? So it starts unrefined, begins to refined. If you think it kind of creates an item, give it a go, see if it creates an item. You'll look in the codex, and if it does, you'll be directed to draw an item, an actual item card from your item card from the deck. Okay, so actually here, and I want to show you a little bit of this. So you can kind of see how the resources work, right? So it's a little bit of a Jenga, and not all the items are the same piece. There's some of these resources that are actually like a smaller shape, and then there's some really weird resources. Well, they're not weird, but there's these food resources that are also kind of a different shape with two different sides. And so you'll notice that your inventory system is actually like its own little activity that you're kind of taking care of each turn. Really, really cool. So like throughout the turn, you have a bunch of different actions you can take. And I'm sorry, my hair is crazy. You have a bunch of different actions you can take, and you don't have to kind of resolve your inventory until the end of the day. So you can actually have kind of an overflowing inventory until the end of the day, and then what you can't carry, you have to get rid of. So, okay, I'm not going to punch all these punch boards, but we have a bunch of resources. We have, these are the these are some wound tokens. Hey, Kevin's mentioning about my Winnipeg Jets hoodie. Thank you, Kevin. I'm just going to put this down here for now. Okay, second punch board. I don't know. Are people interested in punch boards? I can move on from punch boards. Again, more resources. There's some wound tokens, some disease tokens. We have water. We have nuts. We have, don't know what those are, leaves, mushrooms, a bunch of stuff that you can eat, you know. It's good. Oh, I'm going to save these for just a moment. Unless this is all we have. I'm looking at the rest. Okay, just a second. Okay, and we have some, these are for the mining token. So these would go inside of that brown bag. This is when you're mining, you're getting a bunch of different items. We have a boost. Okay, so let me actually show you these boost tokens. It'll be nice. We can take a look at the full character board at the end here. But these boost tokens slide right in there. Look at that. That's just like, what a great fit. It's nice, Taryn, when everything comes together and works. It's great. Okay, so are we ready to move on? Do we look at the? I wonder if we should, if we look at the hexes or not. You know what? These are the monster boards. So a bunch of unique information for the monsters. They start like this at the beginning. A bunch of unique information here. This is one of the behemoths. And let me get the other behemoth here. One of the other behemoths. These are the two in the starting box. Very cool. These are the behemoth miniatures, which we are scaling up 30% because they're not quite big enough for us, but they're still really neat. But we just want them to be bigger. Want them to be bigger. Okay, so we're about ready to look at the hexes, but before I do that, here's kind of a new piece. This is our, we have two dials in the game. This is the activity dial. So this kind of tracks the how many things you're doing. How many things you're doing. That's not an explanation at all. Throughout the game, basically you can, certain events are triggered based off of your activity, and your activity kind of progresses throughout the game and kind of is these kind of resounding events. Because you think of like survival crafting games, yeah, typically it's relatively open-ended, and Stonesaga is relatively open-ended, but there's these big challenge cards and these goal cards, which we'll get into in a moment here. But activity is one of the things, and we have another dial. Oh, it's right here. And they actually didn't punch it for us, but this is the unrest style, which is like how bad things are getting in your village, in your tribe. Oh, and then we have a bunch of different mantle abilities. These mantle abilities are a part of the asymmetry of the characters, and so it slides right in there. You can get those, you can upgrade those throughout the game. Really, really cool. Okay, there's just so many things still left. We have the cards left. We have a bunch of, we have all the land pieces. Let's go cards. Yeah, let's go cards. So I'm gonna. Oh, okay. So they smashed a couple decks together. That's fine. Let's go ahead and open this deck. So we actually have a couple decks here. Oh, hey, these are. Sorry, I'm just seeing these cards for the first time. These are nice. Okay. Oh, this here is our Forest Foraging deck. So this is the part of the foraging activity. If you saw the post on Board Game Geek, you'll have noticed that that a lot this is all driven, like all the gameplay is driven by the artwork. There's like a foreground, mid-ground, and a background on each of these foraging cards, and you play this like it's kind of like a game of blackjack when you go foraging. It's a little bit of a push your luck mechanic, but this is the foraging deck, really neat. Here are some of the, I'm just looking at what are these. Okay, so these are the goal cards, which we'll look at in a moment. These are the, yeah, okay. This is the first item. So you'll see item card. On the back of the item card is the variation of recipes that you can do. But you'll be directed to item card 01 if you completed the recipe in the if you've completed the recipe when you have done crafting, and the codex will actually instruct you to card 1, and then you'll get a card. And all of our cards, I'm not going to do too much of a spoiler, but we got all this unique artwork on the cards. So cool. So we have a bone knife. The bone knife, when you fight using dexterity, add +1 to your total, and you may reroll 1 dice. If the result of the reroll is a 5 or 6, this item is destroyed. Cool. It's a bone knife. It's not perfect, right? It has its flaws. Oh, okay. Facebook users asking, will the inserts fit sleeve cards? So yes, that is our goal. Our goal is yes. We haven't finalized anything, so things may change, but our goal is a resounding yes. Okay, I want to look at the deck of challenge cards. These cards are tarot size, and when you sit down to play a game of Stonesaga, you draw one of the available challenge cards. Is this the first one? Yes. Okay, and look at, it's like beautiful artwork on the challenge card. There's like the instruction, under the watch of the distant and icy moon, your people found a passage into a primordial veil, long sealed behind ancient frost. Right, it gives you a little bit of a context, but the game's storytelling is really show don't tell. There's not a ton of like narrative as far as like reading elements. There's just a lot of like show and don't tell. So a couple of like really important things happening here. We have this vital goals section. So it lets you, it tells you kind of how to set up the game. There's a few different things that you have to follow on the back as far as the campaign start. And fascinating, Taryn, as I'm reading this, I'm interested about font size. Like, I think it's fine. It's legible, but this might be a conversation that we want to have for the font size on the back. It's great for the prototype, but just a note to self. I don't know if you're still paying attention. If not, no worries. I'll make the note tomorrow. So it has a bunch of different like events that get triggered based off the activity level. And then it has your goals. So you basically, I'm trying to, what's the vital goal here? Through walls of ice. So here's the first goal, right? This kind of comes alongside of your challenge card, and it kind of tells you what you need to do. And the first one is pretty straightforward. It's like gather water at a river, fish at a river. It just tells you if it's like we teach you the game in the first couple rounds of Stonesaga. So Stonesaga, yeah. Look at these, like. Like what is this? It's freaking gorgeous. Even the even the goal cards have artwork on them. And it's like I actually don't understand. Andrea Koroveshi, he was in the post yesterday on Board Game Geek, talked all about the artwork and stuff. So he has done a fantastic job. We also have some fantastic, I say fantastic a lot. We have reference cards for all the different activities. Stonesaga is a meaty game, ladies and gentlemen. It is a meaty game full of like really neat choices, cool progression, fun storytelling, and actually we haven't even where I'm looking for something and I can't see it. I hope it's here, team. I really hope it's here. We're supposed to have some character cards. This would be upsetting. Oh, here we go. Okay, I found them. I think they put the cards in kind of like a weird deck, and I need to kind of look into the here we go. Okay, so we have different behemoth cards, right? So the behemoths are different. There's like instinct for the behemoth. There's reaction cards. This is all like the behemoth personality and AI, always different. We have our delving deck. This is one of the activities, which is this is a fun activity. So this is like you're exploring a cave. There's some cool stuff. Love the artwork. Again, very pretty. This is very pretty. Okay. Here is the character card. So when you play a game of Stonesaga, whether you're joining an already existing campaign or you're starting a campaign fresh, this doesn't matter. This stays the same. You're going to create a character, and the character creation is pretty simple. You choose a character name. You choose from a set of available traits, which kind of have some benefits. You always start as young. Your character ages and then eventually dies and becomes a legend, assuming they didn't die in the game. Your character can die, yes. And then you for character creation, you roll I think you roll 5 dice and you choose 4 of them, and that is your character stats. It's like a pretty basic character creation, which we wanted some D&D randomness, because it's like maybe I get this person who's like pretty stupid but like really fast on their feet, or like really strong, or like big doofus guy, or maybe it's someone who's like really strong, really aware, but like lacks conviction. And so so it's like whatever it is. So you kind of you have those 4 traits, and here's the moment of truth, everyone. Will it fit? You write your numbers on there, and it slides just like that. And the numbers are seen. You have your character name, your traits listed, and the stats, right? Don't you see that? This is freaking legit. So this is the first time I'm ever doing this. Look at this character board. So good. And then if your character becomes a legend, you get to fill in some information on the back. And this is like the legend of so-and-so, your different stats. And these legend cards can actually be like used. You can kind of like invoke the elders in a sense. You can like invoke the legends and actually like use them during your game. Yes, sorry, we had a question here. Sorry if this has been answered, but is the game timed in any way, or is it a very open world, explore however long you want? It's a little bit of both. When you're playing kind of like the core game of Stonesaga, what you're going to do is you're going to have these challenges, these challenge cards, and different activities, and as you progress, different activities will increase your activity, and as you increase your activity, different events based off the challenge will trigger. And this is what that's your timer, right? And so when the final event triggers, it's like the end game is kind of beginning. So that's like that's like a game, but you link these together and the world stays, the world persists, and we're also like really toying with kind of like almost a challenge-less, open-ended aspect. So if you want to just play the game open-ended, you could see how long that your character could survive. We're playing with that because the game fits that, but we do want to give some structure so that you can sit down. Hey, we're gonna play for an hour and a half tonight. We're gonna complete this goal. Do all these things. Okay. Where do I want to go next? There's some cards that I want to touch base on some cards, but we have like there's another deck of item cards. We have a lot of item cards, which is great. What I want to do is look for, there's like one really cool element that I haven't talked about so much, and I'm going to. It's all the hexes and the land tiles. Really want to talk about that, but I just want to spend a little bit, a few moments before. Hey, yeah, no worries for answering. I'm excited for Mythwind also. We're going to, hopefully, this is kind of dependent. Hopefully we're going to get like a final production, like prototype before Christmas. I'm not too sure for Mythwind, and just before they enter into like final production. So I'm excited about that for Mythwind. It is coming together greatly. Okay, here we go. This is what I wanted to show. So we have fishing. Every survival game needs a fishing mechanic. So we have fishing mechanics. We're gonna go all through these different mechanics, but your dice are used for the fishing mechanics. You can get fishing rods to make your fishing better. All that stuff, easy peasy. Okay, there's a lot of cards here. Hopefully, I'm not going to leave this as an unorganized mess, but I very well may. We are going to move on to probably like one of my favorite elements of this game that has gone through potentially the most number of iterations. So first of all, this here is internally we call this our tri-hex. One of the biggest the biggest things in this game is that it's persistent, right? Like I have this unhealthy obsession with persistence in board games. And so Stonesaga is persistent, but we wanted this kind of procedurally generated map, basically a randomized map. And we needed a way to save the map. And so we came up with these cool trays. Bryce Cook came up with these trays. And in this prototype, we have 6 of them, but I think our final number is 8 in the core box. Each can hold 3. Basically, they will stack in a nice area in the box, and then we have a nice little lid that will snap everything shut. So we have those, and then we have our actual like land pieces. So land pieces, the kind of terrain tiles have 2 sides. There's the fog of war side where you can't really see what's going on. I'm interested in how it printed. This one printed really white. Let me get a different one. Yes, Facebook user. This is going to be posted later. Plus, it's also on YouTube, which I think saves all these videos. Okay, come on. All right, so we have the one side, which you can kind of see what's going on, and then we have the other side of the actual land. Okay, so hopefully you can see this. So I'm going to start with just the one, and I'm going to build this. So there's a starting location, and then okay. So this is like, I think you can see that. So when you're playing the game, Yeah, doesn't that look great? When you're playing the game, you basically you choose all your actions based off of what you can see on these hexes. So if you see a river, that means you can fish, you can gather water. If you see a cave, that means you can delve, you can go mining. If you see some forest, that means you can go foraging. The like this little fog of war, it kind of like it makes it seem like so you're looking off in the distance and you can kind of see what's going on, but you don't quite know what is over there until you explore it. And then you get the full kind of like, okay, now I have all these different options, all these different things to see. And you're not just tied to these 3 hexes, but if you want to go and explore a new area, you can. Right. And so like the game itself continues to grow. And this is like really modular. It can really grow in, let's see if I can get it here. It can grow in like all these different shapes. We have a way of saving it. You kind of mark down which hexes connect with each other. And it really is this expanding board that you'll have different, okay, there's different biomes as well. So this is the first time. I'm kind of seeing all these like different biomes I'm hanging out together. Oh yes. Look at this. So this is, I'm just going to imagine that this is explored just like this. That's really neat. So we have this whole map. And you know what? Let me, if I can, I think I might actually be able to get a different view for you guys. See if this works. So I can connect on my phone and then we'll enter the studio and give you a little bit more of a top-down view here. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's doing. And hey, if you're like, this is so low budget, so low value, don't worry. We're going to have proper. Okay. Okay, so here we go. This is, yeah. So you can see how it's all working together. If I had this as a top down, that'd be neat. There's going to be a little bit of an echo. This is a mess. But that's so cool, right? And so this can get quite large. And then one piece that I want to show are these overlays. So you can build settlements. Let me just. Some of these are upside down, so it might look a little bit funky. But you can build these settlements on the board. And yeah. Okay, so you guys got crazy echo. Okay, yeah. So that gives a little bit of an overview of the hex board itself. This is going to look incredible on the table. Okay, we haven't talked through everything, but we have at least glimpsed, I think, all of the assets. I think we've glimpsed all of the assets. I'm excited for us to kind of get this fully laid out. We'll get some really neat photos. Like this game is going to have epic table presence, between the boards, the hexes, these, tri-hex trays, the tri-hex trays with the, with the overlays, right? Oh yeah, that looks so cool. So many neat things, and I didn't even look at. Okay, we have like more items, and all these items can like expand things in unique ways. We have miniatures. We have, holy, we have so much stuff. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to call it. This was a very kind of last minute unboxing of Stonesaga, the upcoming survival crafting cooperative game. We are planning to launch in February 2023. In the description below, there should be a link to the Kickstarter notification page. Make sure to sign up for that. You'll be able to kind of stay in the loop, follow us on Facebook, join our Discord channel, all of that fun stuff. I am going to attempt to pack all this up, probably not nicely, and get out of here. All right. See you around, guys.